The two plans in the Solve It have different patterns of growth. You can model each type of growth with a different type of function. Key concept, exponential function. An exponential function is a function of the form y equals a times b to the x power, where a does not equal 0, b is greater than 0, b does not equal 1, and x is a real number. An example, y equals 0.5 times 2 to the x power. Another example, f of x equals negative 2 times 0.5 raised to the x power. Suppose all the x values in a table have a common difference. If all the y values have a common difference, then the table represents a linear function. If all the y values have a common ratio, then the table represents an exponential function. This leads us to problem 1, identifying linear and exponential functions. Does the table or rule represent a linear or an exponential function? Explain. Well, part A, consider the table. Our x values, 0, 1, 2, and 3, are related to our y values, negative 1, negative 3, negative 9, and negative 27. The difference between each x value is 1. The ratio between each y value is 3. The table represents an exponential function. There is a common difference between x values and a common ratio between y values. Part B, y equals 3x. This rule represents a linear function. The independent variable x is not an exponent. Your turn. Part A, does the table represent a linear or an exponential function? Explain. And part B, does the rule y equals 3 times 6 to the x power represent a linear or an exponential function? Explain.